here at the gallery in Ellenbrook for the 2016 Open Art Award.
It is an amazing exhibition. Community, emerging and some professional artists have all come together here to enhance what Ellenbrook and the Swan Valley have. We had our inaugural event last year and it was such a success to get these artists together, and it's an encouragement for people to actually be able to hang or have their work hung in a Class A gallery for people to see. And then this year we decided to do it again, and the City of Swan have come on board as a sponsor. When you look around, everything's different. There's no theme, it's whatever you would like. Some very good little artists out there, and they've got the opportunity to come and see their work, show their work off in a gallery. We've got a very good response. We've got 112 entries this year, and everyone that's come in, you can see yourself the standard, what it's like. They're genuinely people that want to come together and show what they can do.
It's acrylic and mixed media, and I think the whole idea was to capture those wonderful colours of the Pilbara. I think the desert is absolutely stunning, and it really does get into your blood. A lot of people don't think that there's very much in there to look at, but it is just a whole wondrous world. I've got so many images that while I'm doing a painting, I'm thinking of my next painting. So with all the travels around the world and around Australia, there's just so much inspiration. Because of the quantities of paint, it takes a lot longer to dry with the oils. So acrylics, you get a much faster response. It actually took me back to the expanse of the countryside, and there's such a huge big blue sky, and you can see forever. It's wonderful.
It's called Cloud Cover, and it's inspired by, I was travelling to Bali at the time from Perth, and I was looking out from the window of the plane, and I could see beautiful land formation down below from an aerial view. So that's where it was inspired from. It's pouring and then using resin glaze over the top of acrylic, and the getting placement with that, layer upon layer, and I've used pearl pigments as well and copper within the resin. I just wanted to try it because of the depth that you could get from layering the paint. It has a lovely translucent outlook to it. It's quite difficult to get that final glaze right. The lead up, the first and second layers are quite easy, but it's just getting that final glaze perfect. That's where it takes time. It's such a beautifully curated exhibition. I was delighted to come back again. I was actually, I won an award last year through my painting, which was a pleasant surprise. So yeah, more than pleased to come back. They do a beautiful job.
It's a sculpture made out of nylon stockings with padding inside, and it's basically just showing people that beauty isn't just what's on the outside, it's what's in the inside as well, and it can be wiped away as easily as it is there and as it is not there. Well, I started to research artists that I was influenced by, and I came up with the idea that I wanted to do a sculpture. So I started looking up sculpturists and artists that deal with sculpture and kind of represent the same idea as I have. And then I found an artist called Rosa Verloop who does similar stuff, not the same though. And I kind of just came up with my idea that beauty is kind of within and not without, on the outside kind of thing. Some of them I would dye in a pot of vinegar and water with food colouring, and I would get the stocking, cut them into a certain shape and put wadding in them, and then I would pin them down to the head and just kind of follow the face shape and the fatness within the face to try to distort it a little bit, because what we were studying was distortion of the body and the face and everything. So I tried to distort it as much as I can so it could kind of represent that she's not as beautiful as some people would think she is.
In school, we were learning about the theme of just doing animals and doing animal faces, just drawing and things like that. And I just came up with the idea, with the help of my teacher, of talking about how animals are mistreated and kind of being covered by mankind. And yeah, that's how I came about my idea. I was inspired by the artist Agnes Cecile, that's where the ink drawing technique came from. And yes, and just seeing the news of seeing how animals are treated and just all the bad things happening to them by humans around the world. I used a bamboo stick and I just dipped it into a jar of ink and I just drew with it like I was drawing a picture, just a sketch. I laid the cardboard out and I just got a roller and I just put white paint. I think it was acrylic paint, and I just rolled it out. The ink drawing is actually of my face, and you can see that the eyes, they look kind of sad. They're looking down, so that shows my feeling of my sadness, along with the animals, which are either like crying in like agony or pain or roaring, and yeah, that's how it's shown.